What you're looking at right now is the exact same physical GPU hardware powering a modern AI model in a container and two vGPU accelerated virtual machines, Windows and Linux, at the exact same time. Getting these three very different workloads to coexist on the same OpenShift cluster, especially using older hardware like the NVIDIA Maxwell M10, was quite the journey. Let me show you how I built it. Hi there, and for a lot of you, welcome back. Today I want to show you my journey of building a hybrid OpenShift environment designed specifically for mixed AI and VM workloads using NVIDIA vGPUs. The lab consists of 3 x86 nodes with highly available hyperconverged software-defined storage. Each node has an NVIDIA Tesla M10 GPU. Now the M2 is a bit of an older GPU, but it's unique in a way that it bundles 4 physical GPU dies on a single card. And then in software, it can get sliced into even smaller logical virtual GPUs. M10 has also been a bit of a troublemaker because it requires some specific handling to work in a modern, containerized world. You might ask, why did I use it? Honestly, it's what I had access to. For folks using modern GPUs, the process of getting it running will be very similar, although should be much easier since no janky workarounds are required. Finally, I have decided to break that lab logically for dedicated VM GPU workload and accelerated containers per OpenShift AI. 2 nodes for VMs and 1 for AI. Before we dive into the how, we need to talk about what. NVIDIA offers 3 main ways to segment a GPU. First is time slicing, which is what my M10 uses. It shares the GPU by switching between tasks very fast. Think of it like a chef cooking 4 meals by jumping between pans. Then there's MPS, or multi-process service, which lets jobs run side by side logically. Finally, there's a MIG, multi-instance GPU, which physically partitions the hardware. Our M10 doesn't support MIG, that's for newer cards like A100. For this lab, we're leaning heavily on time slicing to carve up M10 into usable vGPU profiles. Before you touch a single line of code, you need a license. NVIDIA offers a 90-day enterprise trial, but the setup is a bit bureaucratic. I used the Cloud License Service CLS method. You will log into the portal, create a cloud cluster, and bind your license to it. From there, you generate a client configuration token. That's your TOK file. This file is the golden ticket that your nodes will use to talk to NVIDIA's cloud and prove they're allowed to slice the hardware. Without this file, your resolution will be locked and your performance will be throttled. It's basically a very high-tech hall pass. Here is where I spend most of my weekend. To make this work, you need 3 types of drivers. First, the KVM vGPU manager for the nodes running VMs. Second, the RHEL 9 driver for the node running containers. And third, the actual guest driver that gets installed inside the Windows or Linux VM itself. They're not the same. You have to manually download these from NVIDIA. For our OpenShift nodes, we don't just install them, we build them into containers. Since I am a Linux Fedora user and wanted to use Podman instead of Docker for building NVIDIA driver images, I decided to not use the standard make configs described by NVIDIA in their official documentation, which I will link in the comments below. Instead, I have manually built it with podman build. This command is specific. We're telling it we're using a vGPU type pointing to the NLS license type and pinning our version to 535. These custom images are then pushed to my local registry so that NVIDIA GPU operator can pull them. Drivers built, tokens ready, it's operator time. Inside OpenShift, we install Node Feature Discovery, NFD in short, to detect the hardware, and then NVIDIA GPU operator. The crucial part is configuring the GPU cluster policy. And depending on whether you want to run containers or VMs, the NVIDIA operator deploys two different sets of software to manage your workloads. As indicated earlier, I configured both patterns. On the nodes destined for VMs, the host needs the vGPU host manager driver. Its only job is to slice up the card and pass those slices up to the VMs. The host itself can't actually run CUDA workloads. But on my container node, I don't want slices. I want Kubernetes to see the raw hardware directly for things like PyTorch. By the way, the Docker files, configs, and cluster policy I used for these custom builds are linked in the description below, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. We have to point the operator to our custom build driver images instead of the defaults. We also have to provide those licensing TOK files as Kubernetes secrets so the VMs and workloads can check out the license. Once applied, the operator spins up the driver pods, the validator pods, and the device plugins. When you see all those green check marks state go to ready, it's a very good feeling. For containers, I also had to set up with a custom OpenShift AI workbench. I tweaked the environment to ensure it was compatible with the older Maxwell architecture of the M10. Once the operator sees those drivers, the node labels update, and suddenly Kubernetes knows exactly what kind of chef it has in the kitchen. Let's see the results. On our container node, we have an LLM running locally. It's not the fastest, but it's hardware accelerated and fully private. And there's the Windows VM as well. Creating a new one with vGPU attached is as simple as selecting it from the drop-down menu. But wait, if you're doing this for the first time, you will notice the mouse cursor disappears in the OpenShift console as soon as you install the NVIDIA driver. It's a known quirk with how vGPU handles hardware cursor. The fix is simple but weird. Go to main.cpl and in pointer options, turn on display pointer trails. Set it to the shortest length. This forces the OS to render a software cursor that OpenShift console can actually see. Subtle, but a total lifesaver for your sanity. Also, in the VM, you need to apply your token license that we've generated earlier from the NVIDIA website to get full performance. Look, I'm running the Trusted Advisor YouTube video on a vGPU and posting it to the same channel. That is what I call Inception. So that was the journey. From Podman build to finding a ghost cursor, building a hybrid vGPU lab, it all has been incredibly rewarding. Seeing AI and virtual machines side by side is a chef's kiss. I'm curious, are you guys still seeing a lot of VM demand in a vGPU world? Or is that AI hype train pulling everyone toward pure container workloads? Drop a comment below, I'd love to see where the balance is shifting in your environment. As always, all the code is linked in the description of this video. I hope you enjoyed it and thanks for watching.